there is a message from God that demands your attention, a message that cannot be postponed or ignored. Too often, we wake up in the morning and rush through our routines without pausing to listen to the voice that has the power to guide every step we take. God's message is not random. It is intentional, personal, and life-changing. It is urgent because the battles of today are real and the challenges you face are not by chance. They are meant to test your faith, your perseverance, and your reliance on Him. Yet, in the midst of these trials, God is speaking, offering guidance, direction, and protection. If only you will stop and hear Him. God's urgency is a reminder that life is short and every day matters. The opportunities, the encounters, the breakthroughs that He wants to place before you are oftentimes sensitive. There are moments when doors open and close faster than we can comprehend, moments that will never return if ignored. God is speaking to you right now, not next week, not tomorrow, not when it's convenient, but in this very moment, calling you to align your heart and your mind with His purpose. Ignoring this message is not a small thing. It is a choice to walk without His guidance, to face the day relying solely on your own understanding, which is limited and flawed. Every day carries its own set of decisions, interactions, and challenges. Without listening to God, you risk being caught in situations unprepared, vulnerable to circumstances that could have been avoided or blessings that could have been received. The message God sends is often subtle, a whisper in the quiet of your heart, a nudge toward wisdom, a direction toward peace. It requires attention, humility, and readiness to respond. It asks you to acknowledge that His plan is higher than yours, that His timing is perfect, and that His wisdom surpasses human reasoning. The urgency of God's message also reminds us of the importance of intentionality. To hear from God, you must create space, carve out time, and prioritize His voice above the noise of the world. The world is loud, demanding, and full of distractions, but God's voice is steady, gentle, and life-giving. It calls you to step into a higher level of awareness, to recognize that each day is not merely a routine to survive, but a divine opportunity to fulfill your purpose. Ignoring this message is like walking blindfolded into uncertainty, while listening opens doors to clarity, strength, and divine favor. God's message is urgent because He knows what lies ahead. He knows the challenges you will face, the decisions you must make, and the potential pitfalls that could derail your journey. He speaks to prepare, protect, and position you for success. Every word, every prompting, every moment of divine communication carries significance that can change the trajectory of your life if you pay attention and respond. God is calling you to wake up fully, not just physically, but spiritually, to the reality that today is not ordinary and His message is not to be postponed. Every day you wake up, you step onto a battlefield. Life is not just a series of ordinary moments. It is a series of challenges designed to test your faith, your resilience, and your determination. The morning may begin quietly, but before you even realize it, the pressures of the world start to press in. Responsibilities, conflicts, deadlines, and unexpected trials have a way of creeping in, seeking to distract you, discourage you, and derail your purpose. It is easy to forget that each's moments is part of a larger spiritual struggle. The enemy does not announce his presence loudly. He works subtly, trying to steal your peace, your joy, and your focus before you have even fully embraced the day. These challenges are real and they are not always visible. Sometimes the battles are emotional, attacking your confidence, filling your mind with doubt and fear. Sometimes they are relational, causing tension in your family, your workplace, or your friendships. Sometimes they are financial or physical, presenting obstacles that seem insurmountable. Yet all of these battles are opportunities to grow stronger, to lean on God's power instead of your own, and to demonstrate faith in action. The recognition that life is a battlefield is not meant to scare you. It is meant to prepare you, to awaken you to the reality that your success and your peace depend on more than human effort. Understanding this battlefield helps you approach each day with intention and strategy. You begin to see that your prayers, your faith, and your reliance on God are not optional, they are essential. Life does not wait for you to feel ready. It does not pause while you gather courage or confidence. Challenges will come, but when you are anchored in God's guidance, you are not at the mercy of circumstances. You have a divine strategy, a higher perspective, and a source of strength that cannot be shaken. The world may attempt to overwhelm you, but the spirit within you is greater, and with it, you can navigate every trial with clarity, wisdom, and resilience. Recognizing the battlefield also shifts your mindset. You begin to stop blaming external circumstances for your struggles and start seeing them as opportunities for growth, for reliance on God, and for transformation. Every trial becomes a training ground, every difficulty a lesson in patience, persistence, and trust. You realize that victory is not determined by the absence of conflict, but by the presence of faith, by the ability to rise above, and by the courage to move forward even when the path is uncertain. Life's challenges are inevitable, but they do not define you. What defines you is how you respond, how you position yourself, and whether you choose to face the day armed with prayer, faith, and determination. Understanding that each day is a battlefield allows you to approach it not with fear, but with preparation, not with hesitation, but with confidence, knowing that every challenge has a divine purpose and that you have been equipped to overcome it. Prayer is more than just words spoken. It is your weapon, your shield, and your lifeline in the midst of life's storms. Too often, we underestimate the power of taking a few moments to communicate with God. We treat prayer as a ritual or a formality, something to check off a list, instead of recognizing it as the lifeblood that sustains our spirit and strengthens our resolve. Prayer is the channel through which God's power flows into your life, equipping you to face challenges that would otherwise seem impossible. It is not merely a way to ask for help. It is a way to position yourself in alignment with heaven's strategy, to invite divine intervention, and to receive wisdom that the world cannot provide. When you pray, you are engaging in spiritual warfare. The battles you face are not always physical. Many are spiritual, emotional, and mental. Without prayer, you are walking into these battles unarmed, relying solely on your limited understanding and strength. But when you pray, you are tapping into an infinite source of power. You are calling down protection, clarity, and guidance. You are fortifying yourself against doubt, fear, and confusion. Prayer transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary, the impossible into the possible, and the uncertain into the certain. Prayer also serves as a shield. Life will try to attack you in countless ways through relationships, finances, health, or unexpected circumstances. But prayer surrounds you with God's presence, creating a barrier that shields your mind, your heart, and your spirit from the forces that seek to bring you down. It reminds you that you are not alone, that every step you take can be guided by divine wisdom, and that no situation is beyond God's ability to intervene. Prayer is the spiritual armor that prepares you for whatever comes your way. Moreover, prayer is a lifeline. It connects you directly to the source of life, love, and purpose. It reminds you of your dependence on God and your potential when aligned with His will. Through prayer, you gain perspective, peace, and direction. It strengthens your faith, renews your hope, and restores your courage. The more consistent you are in prayer, the more attuned you become to God's voice, and the more capable you are of navigating the challenges of your day with confidence and clarity. Prayer is not optional. It is essential. It is the tool that transforms ordinary mornings into divine encounters, ordinary choices into guided decisions, and ordinary lives into extraordinary testimonies. When you make prayer the first step of your day, you are not just asking for help. You are activating God's presence, equipping yourself with heavenly wisdom, and positioning yourself to walk in victory. Nothing in your day can surprise you when you start it with prayer, and nothing in your life can overpower you when you are anchored in this spiritual discipline. Prioritizing prayer at the very start of your day is not just a spiritual practice. It is a statement of intent. It declares that your first moments belong not to the world, not to distractions, not to the endless lists of responsibilities, but to God. Too many people wake up and immediately allow the noise of the world to set the tone of their day. Phones, emails, news, social media, and the demands of others can quickly crowd out the quiet, powerful moments meant for God. But when you choose to pause, to center yourself, and to pray before anything else, you are taking control over the direction of your day. You are choosing to begin with purpose, with clarity, and with divine guidance. Starting your day with prayer is like planting a seed of protection and provision that will grow throughout the hours ahead. It prepares your mind to think clearly, your heart to love generously, and your spirit to act with discernment. The world may attempt to throw chaos, challenges, or confusion your way, but prayer acts as the anchor that keeps you steady. It allows you to see beyond temporary problems and to align with a higher perspective. When you make prayer your first priority, you are not just asking for blessings, you are positioning yourself to walk in wisdom, to recognize opportunities, and to avoid pitfalls that could have derailed your progress. Prayer in the morning also cultivates an intentional mindset. It shifts your focus from what you fear or what seems urgent to what is eternal and unchanging. It reminds you that you are not navigating life alone and that the creator of the universe is actively involved in your journey. By making this your first act of the day, you establish a rhythm where God's presence becomes the lens through which you view every decision, every conversation, and every challenge. It is a spiritual alignment that sets the stage for productivity, peace, and purpose. Furthermore, prioritizing prayer demonstrates humility and reliance. It acknowledges that despite your talents, your plans, and your efforts, you need divine guidance to navigate the complexities of life. It is an act of surrender, a declaration that you trust in God's wisdom over your own understanding. In those moments of quiet conversation, you invite God to lead, to teach, and to prepare you for the day's battles and blessings. This is not just a ritual, it is a strategic move that brings clarity to confusion, peace to anxiety, and strength to weakness. When you consistently start your day in prayer, it transforms more than just the morning. It transforms your mindset, your decisions, and your outcomes. The world will still have its challenges, but you are entering the day armed with guidance, protection, and purpose. You are creating space for God's influence to shape your life, for His wisdom to direct your steps, and for His power to equip you for every encounter. Making prayer the first act of your day is a choice that reverberates throughout every hour, every decision, and every moment, ensuring that you walk through life not by chance, but by divine design. Divine guidance and wisdom are the treasures you receive when you commit your day to prayer. Life presents countless decisions, opportunities, and crossroads, and without insight from God, it is easy to take a step in the wrong direction. Every choice, no matter how small, carries consequences that can shape the trajectory of your life. Human wisdom is limited, but God's wisdom is infinite, precise, and always in your best interest. When you open your heart in prayer, you are not simply asking for answers, you are inviting clarity, discernment, and supernatural understanding to guide your steps. This divine guidance allows you to navigate complexities with confidence. Challenges that seem overwhelming are transformed into manageable situations because you are not relying solely on your own strength or understanding. God's wisdom illuminates the path that may not be obvious to the naked eye. It equips you to see beyond temporary setbacks, to recognize opportunities hidden in trials, and to respond to circumstances in ways that align with your purpose. Without prayer, you risk walking blindly, reacting impulsively, or making choices based on fear, doubt, or incomplete information. Prayer connects you to the mind of God, providing a roadmap that leads to success, peace, and fulfillment. Divine guidance also brings timing into focus. Life is not just about making decisions, it is about making the right decisions at the right time. There is a rhythm to God's plan, and when you pray, you begin to sense that rhythm. Doors open and close according to His timing, and His wisdom directs you toward the moments that will maximize your blessings and minimize unnecessary struggles. Waiting for God's guidance is not passivity, it is preparation. It is positioning yourself to step into the fullness of your destiny with confidence, knowing that every move is directed by a higher intelligence. Moreover, This guidance is not merely about avoiding mistakes, it is about embracing purpose. God's wisdom helps you align your choices with your calling, ensuring that your actions are not random but intentional. It allows you to focus your energy on what truly matters, to prioritize the relationships, opportunities, and goals that carry eternal significance. When your steps are guided by God, you walk in alignment with your true path, fulfilling your purpose with clarity and direction. Finally, divine guidance strengthens your resilience. Even when challenges arise, knowing that your steps are ordered by God provides confidence and peace. You are less shaken by setbacks, less swayed by fear, and more empowered to overcome obstacles because you are walking in wisdom far greater than your own. Prayer is the conduit through which this guidance flows, turning ordinary mornings into life-changing moments, ordinary decisions into divinely inspired actions, and ordinary lives into testimonies of God's power and purpose. Active partnership with God is not a passive concept. It is a daily intentional practice that requires your heart, your mind, and your actions. Prayer is not just asking for divine intervention, it is an invitation to walk hand in hand with the Creator, allowing Him to prepare, protect, and provide for every aspect of your life. Life is filled with uncertainties, challenges, and moments that test your faith. But when you make God an active partner in your day, you are no longer navigating these moments alone. You are stepping into a relationship where His wisdom directs your steps. His power strengthens your resolve, and His love covers your fears. God desires to be involved in every detail of your life. From the smallest decisions to the most significant challenges, He is waiting for you to seek Him first. Active partnership means acknowledging that you cannot handle everything on your own, that your strength has limits, and that your understanding is finite. When you come to Him in prayer, you open the door for His guidance to shape your actions and your perspective. You are no longer relying solely on what you see or what you think you know. You are operating under divine strategy, tapping into a source of wisdom and power that far surpasses human ability. This partnership also brings protection. Life is full of unseen obstacles, hidden dangers, and unexpected challenges. By actively involving God in your daily decisions and moments, you allow His presence to shield you from harm, to guide you away from pitfalls, and to surround you with His peace. Prayer positions you in the center of His will, where His protection covers your mind, your heart, and your steps. You begin to recognize that nothing in your day happens outside of His knowledge, and nothing can overpower you when you are walking in alignment with Him. Provision is another aspect of this divine partnership. God is not only aware of your needs, He is ready to supply them in ways that surpass expectation. When you engage actively with Him, you invite His favor, creativity, and resources into your life. Opportunities, insights, and solutions that you could not have imagined begin to appear, and doors open in accordance with His perfect timing. This partnership ensures that you are not struggling alone, but are positioned to receive guidance, support, and breakthroughs that elevate your life beyond ordinary circumstances. Active partnership requires consistency, intentionality, and faith. It demands that you start your day with prayer, Involve him in your decisions and remain attentive to his direction throughout every moment. When you do this, you experience a transformation. Ordinary routines become purposeful actions. Mundane decisions become divinely inspired steps, and life's challenges become opportunities for growth and testimony. This partnership is the key to living with confidence, peace, and fulfillment, knowing that you are not navigating life alone, but walking hand in hand with the one who has the power to orchestrate every detail for your good and his glory.